Memphis Grizzlies. And for Memphis, they're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the conference, the league. They've been head and shoulders above the competition this season. Almost the end of the regular season, several teams looking very good for the playoffs. Kenny, what's more valuable, having well-rested players or getting home court advantage?
Easy. If you're banged up, rest. If you're healthy, home court advantage. Easy, easy, Ernie. But the rhythm and momentum are just as important entering the postseason.
You know what, Ernie? Back in the day, everyone tried to play a full 82. Even if you had a sprained finger or a head cold, you're like, forget that, I'm playing. But my advice, if you have a shot at home court, you go for it.
You would play with a head cold?
Oh, my gosh.
I never got a head cold.
You're a warrior.
I always played with a head because I was cold.
Nice.
Kevin Harlan ailing with a hangnail, but he's still here to make the call.
Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche Latina in the NBA. An annual tradition celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Today's game finds the Grizzlies winding down their road trip. Well, they are on top of their game right now, and guys, on top of the league, the best record in both conferences.
And guys, when you look at Memphis, they're well above the position they were expected to be in at this stage. Now the question becomes, can they keep it up in the playoffs?
And I can't see any reason why they can't. I mean, they've got to be considered one of the favorites to lift the trophy for me.
Now look at Memphis's starting group. A lot of defense with Conley and Lee in the backcourt. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle, and it's Green in at the small forward. And to nobody's surprise, Zach Randolph enjoyed an outstanding season, Clark, in 14-15.
And, you know, ironically, by taking more of a backseat to front court make Marc Gasol, Randolph played better, the best rebound rate of his career.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Spurs have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Shot off the screen. Second shot opportunity. Aldridge, good.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And for the Grizzlies, they had to be encouraged by Randolph's play after signing him to that extension. I mean, he'd been set back by the knee injury, but he came back in a big way.
Now here's Leonard. 26 points for him last game against Miami. Duncan with the bucket.
And really, that's what you want every time down the floor. A simple, high-percentage shot.
Lee kicks to Randolph. And stolen by Aldridge. Parker against Conley. Parker dishes to Aldridge. The pass to Green. Here's Duncan. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. The drive by Green. It's stolen by Duncan. Randolph against Parker. And the wide open shot from Green. And it's good, and the assist by Parker. Green's got his first basket.
And Randolph happy to be back in Memphis. He said, this is home. This is where I belong. And look, he's helped establish this team as a power in the Western Conference. And for me, this is the right place for him to be.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for San Antonio.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Now here's Green. 14 points from him the last game against Miami.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game. Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Conley, the pass to Lee. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And he bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right there for sure.
He'll take those all day.
For San Antonio, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Parker's shot is off.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Lee kicks to Green. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
And some changes here for the Spurs. West is checked in for Duncan. And it's Ginobili in for Green. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. White, he's checked in for Gasol. Barnes comes in for Green. Tony Allen's checked in for Lee. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. 5 to shoot. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tony Allen. That's his first foul. Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Tony Parker.
Mills.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And here's Mills. An 11-point game for him in the win against Miami.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Last game for the Spurs, they picked up the W against the Heat.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when the team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Now Leonard, following the 3-point attempt by Tony Allen.
Good little 2-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
1:21 left to play here in the first. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Hits the jumper in space. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
Greg, you're exactly right. It couldn't have been worse, in my opinion. They didn't look fresh at any point in the game. Just seemed to be flat and listless. No spark.
Here's Udrich. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability.
For San Antonio, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Well, the Spurs just don't go on losing streaks very often, Greg. One perk of being a talented veteran group.
Yeah, how about the Spurs lost 4 games in a row twice last year. Over the last decade before that, Kevin, they had only lost 4 games in a row twice. Unbelievable.
.59 seconds left here in the opening quarter. There's a screen. Mills dishes to Leonard. Can't get it to go. And it's Memphis the other way.
And you look at the Spurs and how they avoid losing streaks. I mean, most teams losing 4 in a row wouldn't be such a big deal. It's only a big deal for the Spurs because they're so consistent year in and year out.
And guys, for the Spurs, a big reason they rarely go on losing streaks is that they have no bad matchups. One of only 3 teams in the NBA last year to defeat every other NBA team. Winning for this group is just second nature.
First free throw is good. And it's tied up with that one. The Spurs shooting at around 44% in the early goings here. And Anderson has it in the corner. Outside Leonard. Passes it to West. From about 19 feet. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And Udrich kicks to Allen. And it's good. Allen's got 6.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
And that's a foul called on Beno Udrich. That's his first foul. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Mills, that's a 2-pointer. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Pass to Udrich. Just 3 on the clock. And that's 2 points on the layup.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Memphis out in front. They lead by a bucket. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, very demanding throughout the years. He was hardest on his point guard, Tony Parker. And here's what Parker had to say about that.
My first 3-4 years, it was tough sometimes. Sometimes, like, eyes watered. I was, like, really angry, and it was tough at times. Definitely very hard on me early in my career.
Even though it seems like that was a very long time ago now, to hear Tony Parker talk about it now still sounds very fresh to him.
Did he acknowledge, Kevin, that he cried?
It sounds like, yeah.
The game made him cry. That's one of the things fans forget about with professional athletes. No matter how successful they get, players never forget that pain and frustration or those other emotions they've gone through to help get them to where they are.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And taking a look at the Grizzlies' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp, not much stagnation at all on offense.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for San Antonio, the always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Duncan, and it's Ginobili in at the 3 shot. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. McCallum, who's checked in for Manu Ginobili. So it's San Antonio now. To the middle. Here's Aldridge. And Lee pulls it down.
And guys, Courtney Lee now having completed 7 full seasons, very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker.
That's good. And the Spurs lead by 3.
What do you do with that guy? With his handles, he abuses defenders.
Conley kicks to Gasol. Power down with both hands.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
And San Antonio has possession. The Grizzlies making the shot. Aldridge, no luck. Talking about Courtney Lee, you know, the ball handling and court vision are suspects, but you don't care because he's provided solid defense on the wing, Clark, and he's hit over 40% of his threes last year.
And he's also one of the best free throw shooting two guards in the league, Kevin. And last year, he and Conley were out of sight at the end of games. That's a wonderful combo to have, two great free throw shooting guards late.
Here's Parker. The Grizzlies making the shot. Off target with the open look. And here we go with Allen running it up the court. Conley gets the bucket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
Now, here's Gasol. He's got 5. That's good.
How about the leaner? Only the guys with the sweetest of strokes can pull that off in traffic.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Back to Parker. Duncan, a screen. All alone. McCallum misses. The Grizzlies have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Conley, the pass to Gasol. Oh, he misses the dunk. Spurs trail by 3. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
The Spurs making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. Brandon Wright's checked in for the Grizzlies. Duncan with the screen on Conley. Here's McCallum. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. Part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
The Spurs shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And that one falls for McCallum.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. West is checked in for Duncan. Kyle Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Mills in for Green.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Randolph powered down after the assist, led him into the lane.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no lying in those totals.
Now here's Anderson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. That's good. As Grady is talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Mark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off. Over the last month, let's take a look at the Grizzlies and how they stacked up in the league statistically. First in shooting percentage. First in three-point field goal percentage. And they're also number 1 in free throw shooting. A team that makes foul shots gives itself and its coaching staff a lot of confidence.
You said it all right there. The hottest shooting team in the league. And that tells you not only are they shooting it well, but they're also focused on creating terrific opportunities for one another.
Mono Ginobili, he's checked in for Ray McCallum. Conley dishes to Barnes. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 6, and he gets the bucket.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Kawhi Leonard, with another great season last year, earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
Here's Conley. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Lakers.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Olajuwon.
And so it's Memphis with it. After the basket by San Antonio. Conley kicks to Barnes. He dishes it to Randolph. Conley with a wide open look. Drops in the tray. Conley's got 5.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a card for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team. Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Spurs lead by 1. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Tim, in looking at that first half, what sort of adjustments are necessary as you guys prepare to take the floor after the break?
Just refocus of energy at halftime, come out a little more focused and understanding what we got to do to finish this game.
Tim, we appreciate the time as always. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. The 3 E's, Shaq. That's all I got to say. They've avoided turning the basketball over, and that's a recipe for success. Now, here's how they do it. By sacrificing the highlight reel plays, you get good looks, and those home run plays will still come.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
They were really efficient, great approach offensively. Their shot selection was first rate. They were always working hard to get good looks. That can't change in the second half. They need to be just as well organized as they have been so far.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Here's Conley. Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Dave Yeager. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. A lot of defense with Conley and Lee in the backcourt. And it's Green in at the 3, the small forward. And Green gets it to go.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Lee outside. Kicks it to Gasol. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Duncan. He's right around 13 points a night, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
Impossible to guard right now. When he's on a roll like this, there's not much you can do to stop him.
Leonard, the pass to Parker. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists in the game.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
In a league that's becoming more and more pick-and-roll oriented, Zach Randolph is more of a throwback, if you will. I mean, he likes to back his man down and battle for those offensive rebounds.
He's off on the first. Oh, I love the power forward. Zach Randolph always seems to carve out space, the space he needs to play well.
Yeah, he's unorthodox but extremely gifted. A nice blend of physicality with high skill level, especially when you talk about shooting the ball.
And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Gasol's shot is good.
Assisted by Courtney Lee.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in.
Timeout Spurs.
San Antonio calls timeout.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Leonard. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down. But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority. Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 11. Outside Aldridge. This one for 3. Second chance shot. Rejected by Gasol. Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. Conley dishes to Gasol. Offensive rebound. Back to Conley. It's stolen by Green. Inside, kicks it out to Leonard. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Leonard's got the lead up to 8 now for the Spurs.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Wasted no time on that one. And that's now 6 points for Zach Randolph.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Screen by Duncan. Parker up top, over by Conley. Lets it go from 11. No good. Gasol with the defensive effort.
His shot's it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
He was all alone on that one. Now just a 3-point Spurs lead.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Here's Carter. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
Now here's Leonard. 13 points in the game. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J. Now a timeout called by Memphis. Last time they met was in Memphis.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
A total team effort, and I think the starters enjoyed a chance to be able to step back and relax and enjoy how the bench played.
You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his point.
And the Spurs with some changes. West is checked in for Duncan. Ginobili comes in for Green, and it's Mills in for Parker. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Wright, he's checked in for Randolph. Barnes comes in for Vince Carter. Allen's checked in for Courtney Lee. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley.
Yeah, you've got to avoid those kinds of turnovers.
Yeah, mistakes like that derail any team.
Here's Ginobili. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Picked by West. The 11-footer. Ginobili can't hit. And for Manu Ginobili last season, not his best. Down in every measurable category since his rookie year. He's 37. Myriad of injuries. But Greg, there's still something so special about that play.
Yeah, I mean, so much of his game is about movement. And Kevin, after 13 full seasons and factor in all of the international competition, you're going to have to start to show some wear and tear, and that's been the case for Manu.
Excellent point. He played 4 pro years overseas before the NBA.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And all that hard work on the boards needs to continue because that potentially may swing the game.
Now, here's Mills. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game, but they'll get another chance. Back to Leonard. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Rejected by Gasol. And Leonard gets it to go. 19 seconds left in the third quarter. And Udrich kicks to Barnes. Pass to Wright. It's Allen on the wing. Allen with another miss. 1 second left. And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. It's the Spurs up 3. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Spurs leading by 3. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. West is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the San Antonio 5. Leonard with the ball. Conley picks him up. Lets it go from 11. Goes back up. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Spurs.
And you really can't help but notice all the points they've continued to get off turnovers.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Zach Randolph's checked in for Memphis. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
Now here's Randolph, and the wide open shot from Green. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got assist number 8 now on the night. Leonard attacking, steps back and trains the jump shot. Leonard's got 13 points in the second half. Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay? So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, yes, huge. Here's Leonard after the made shot from Zach Randolph.
Leonard has been playing really well. He's got 21 points, and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
It really has been, Clark. He's created a lot of open looks for his teammates. Very unselfish play from him today.
At the line for your Spurs, Kawhi Leonard. Taking 2 shots.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. Good on both.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Now here's Conley. The drive by Randolph. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
And he gets it to go.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire.
Now here's Lee, and here's Conley outside. And he gets the bucket.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there? Because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
That evens the score.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Perhaps, Greg, some type of motivational speech at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
Parker's shot is off.
One made three formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
For Memphis, they've gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. Randolph, and he misses the go-ahead basket.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assist and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Last year, a big challenge for Tony Parker. He was in his 14th season, obviously. Every great player needs to transform his game as he gets on an age clock. We've seen it with the great ones. Parker did put up the highest three-point percentage of his career last year.
And he also ran the offense with tremendous poise and professionalism and cut down the turnover average as well, the lowest of his career. Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
Conley, the pass to Randolph. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Spurs have gone 4 of 7 for the field since the beginning of the fourth. Green dishes to West. It's rebounded by Randolph. Randolph's got his 8th rebound here tonight. The feed to lead. Green against Parker. Right side Gasol. The layup missed.
They came close there to tying it up.
Yeah, you know, and after the way they fought back into it here in the fourth, that would have been a big bucket for them.
Now here's Parker. Leonard with a screen on Conley. And that's good. Tony Parker for 3. And the Spurs lead by 5.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Dishes it to Lee. He feeds it to Randolph. 1:43 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And he gets it to go.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're ahead by 3. 1:41 left to play here in the fourth. Look now for San Antonio. Aldridge comes in for David West. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green. And the Grizzlies also with the sub. Allen's checked in for Courtney Lee. 1:41 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Aldridge. Goes back up. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
This is what this team is all about right here. They're forcing their way inside and having a lot of success. That's their identity. They're a pounded inside team, and that's what they're showing us.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Now here's Conley. Outside, Green. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And they better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're in front by 4. There's 1:26 left to play here in the fourth. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Baseline J on the way, and he gets the bucket. And the Spurs lead by 6.
How much do you love to see the turnaround?
For Memphis, they've gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the fourth quarter. Really getting it done. Here's Allen. That's in there. Conley with the assist. And that's 12 points for Allen.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Now, here's Aldridge. And another basket for San Antonio.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
Conley kicks to Gasol. Back to Conley. From downtown. Count it! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And now he's starting to get it going. 4 3-pointers in the game for him, and 3 have come in this half.
It's been a good one for Parker. He's got 10 points, and his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
You know what? He's the catalyst. He's the reason why this team plays with such harmony. And if his passing continues, they are going to be dangerous.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And those free throws will mean a ton now. It makes it a 2-possession game.
And the Grizzlies with possession here. Conley, the pass to Allen. Again, Allen missing. And an intentional foul right there.
Shooting for San Antonio, Tony Parker. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
The free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. On the wing, Green. Memphis moving that ball around. It falls! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. And they go to the intentional foul.
At the line for your Spurs, Tony Parker. Taking 2 shots.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game. Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They're trailing by 7. 19 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? You can talk all you want, but I just don't see a scenario that's going to get them back in it.
Yeah, who knows what he's drawing up in there, maybe working on a play for down the road in another game, but whatever it is, it's too late for this one.
Here's Udrih. The Grizzlies with another miss. And San Antonio has possession. They lead by 7. Anderson dishes to McCallum. And so it's San Antonio with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but Clark, in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt, but give them a lot of credit for hanging tough, persevering, and finishing strong.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
David, this was a game not for the faint of heart. How did you guys play through the physicality?
Yeah, you know, it's a bunch of smart guys in this locker room. Guys know time and place. We want to be aggressive, but also want to be smart with it. So, the game got a little chippy, but by that time, we had a good lead.
Congratulations, David. Kevin, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Kawhi Leonard. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
There's no question about it. As far as small forwards go, Kawhi Leonard is right up there with the best of them. You know, if you leave him open, he's going to knock it down every look he gets. But what makes him elite is his stifling brand of D.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I'm getting jealous. He feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
I gotta hold down the city